I've come to Rheinsberg to meet a grower who has totally transformed his business by investing 10 million euros on cutting-edge technology.
I've always imagined flower growing to be a traditional and labour-intensive business, but I'm about to meet a grower who's using a high-tech system to produce some of the best lilies in the world. This glasshouse is vast. It's the size of 16 football pitches, but the most astonishing thing is that the lilies are moving. I'm surrounded by an army of marching flowers.
This is the cutting edge of flower growing, developed to feed the market's insatiable hunger for lilies. In the UK alone, we import over £50 million worth of lilies each year. Half of the lilies grown in the Netherlands end up in the UK. 3 vast greenhouses cover over 20 acres and are filled with 16,000 moving beds of lilies growing under artificial sunlight. An entire ecosystem created to defy nature and grow the perfect lily 365 days a year. With a staff of just 18 people, it's almost entirely automated, and the only moving thing you'll see when you walk through here are lilies. Pauw Lilies was founded almost a century ago, and managing director Wim Jan Pauw is the 3rd generation of his family to grow lilies. He's brought me to see the first stage of the process.
Whoa, oh my God. Wow.
So this is our stock of fresh, clean peat moss.
Why is it steaming?
Because of the steaming process, we sterilize the soil. We heat the peat up to 100 degrees. Because during the growth of the last crop, you have some harmful bacteria, and with steaming it, you kill those. And then we can reuse it again.
Don't you kill all of the nutrients in the soil?
No, they're still in it. That's not a problem. No.
So this soil is clean. It's going to give you the best
That's the
results.
way. Yeah.
The soil is made up of peat moss from the Baltic states, chosen because it's lightweight, suits the mobile growing trays and the lilies, which like good drainage. Every day, around 150 tons of it pass through this plant to be recycled after each crop is harvested. The temperature of the steam is controlled to make sure any bacteria growing in the soil are killed. After cooling down for 3 days, it's ready for planting.
So here we do the planting. So as you can see, this is a medium-sized bulb, and depending on the variety, we place a number of bulbs in the crate. And the reason is we still do it by hand, is that the bulb has to face up.
You try?
Okay, can I have a go?
Yeah.
Okay, so you have to do them
Every time 2 hands.
all up.
Every time
2 hands. Okay, why 2 hands? Why 2 hands?
More efficient.
Okay. So where are these grown? Where do you get these from?
We buy the bulb from bulb growers, and every bulb gets only 1 stem. And the bigger the bulb is, the more flowers it gives per stem.
Is this a big bulb?
This is the extra large size, yeah.
This is an extra large. And how many flowers would you
At
expect
least
from that?
5, 6.
10 lily bulbs are planted in each crate and then moved out into the first of 3 glasshouses. Each one has its own carefully controlled microclimate. The temperature, lighting, and irrigation are all regulated by a central computer. This system produces stunning lilies in just 1/3 of the time it would take if they were grown outdoors.
They go through 3 phases. This is the first stage over there.
Okay.
And then they come to this greenhouse. They stay about a month in this greenhouse.
Yes.
And after 2 months, so when they're 2 months old, they go to the last greenhouse when they start flowering. So they have different climate zones for different growing periods.
How interesting. So you're recreating the seasons.
Yeah. In the beginning, they're like more springtime, so more cold. And this is the summertime, so here we need lots of light and temperature. And at the end, we need to cool it down a little bit to get the good quality.
The computer tracks the location of each tray, moving it through the glasshouses and seasons to maturity. Once the lilies are close to flowering, they are moved into the central hub, where human skills are still needed.
So after 3 months, they come here in the hub, but the problem is they're not all finished at the same time.
Okay, so how can you tell? Because to me, these all look
The
the
guys
same.
who are doing the harvesting, they have so much experience that they know exactly which one to pick. They just pick out the ones which are ripe enough.
So, for example, which one is ready and which one isn't?
You can see this one is start coloring, and probably this will pick this one.
Okay.
But this is still too green.
Right, so it's actually nothing about how tall they are, because those two are almost the same.
It's just this ones need another 3-4 days before it have to be ready.
Traditionally, workers have to go out into the huge glass houses to harvest the flowers. But here, the lilies come to them. This has increased production by 15% without increasing the workforce, which has stayed at just 18 people.
How many stems are you cutting every day?
We do about between 40 and 50,000 stems a day.
That's absolutely incredible. How much does that equate to a year?
Yeah, we do about 10 million stems a year.
10 million.
Yeah, correct.
Once the lilies are cut, they're off to be graded. Each stem is sorted by number of flowers and bunched. Finally, they're wrapped, and within just a minute of being cut, they're back in the water.
So these are ready now to go
These ones are ready to go to the auction, yeah.
So it's that quick?
Yeah.
So they're cut, sorted, packed, sold at auction, transported to England in 24 hours. So tomorrow night, these lilies could be on someone's kitchen table.